Alright, here I got a 2012 Ford Focus, and the engine's overheating, and that's due to there not being any coolant in the reservoir. So today I'm going to go over some common leak locations if you're experiencing these problems. Obviously, if your car is overheating, you want to pull it over right away. Even just a minute or two of driving and overheating could burn up the engine and the head gasket in there, so you definitely want to shut it off and get it towed if necessary. Never drive a car when it's overheating, and don't touch this stuff if the car has been hot. So just disclaimer, I'm not professional, so take any advice or things I'm going to be showing at your own risk. With that out of the way, let's get started. So yeah, sometimes these will leak, and go over some common spots first and then what we're going to be fixing today. So number one, if you got an older coolant reservoir, you're going to want to pop that off and check underneath for any cracks, because these reservoirs are known to get cracks as they age and leak over time. And you'll especially notice underneath here it might be a little bit wet, so I would start there if you have not been able to locate the leak. Next, going to be checking any of these lines that go to and from the coolant reservoir. Make sure none of them are leaking or got holes in them. Next up is going to be right underneath this first pulley here. If you look down underneath, right about there, that's going to be your water pump. The gasket could be going bad on that, so check your water pump, see if it's leaking down below there. Another common place is going to be right here on the right side, the front right side of the engine, so this way. Usually you're going to have your standard black plastic thermostat right here, so that could be leaking from the water, the water outlet. It could be leaking from the gasket right there. I've had that go bad on me before too, or with just this plastic over time becomes brittle and could just break on you and all flow out instantly. Had that happen before. And then check any of these lines here that go to your heater core, make sure that they aren't leaking. But the problem we are going to be fixing today is actually on the heater core. Had a little bit of trouble finding this, but essentially it goes to your heater core back here. You're going to have your inlet and outlet, and it was just dribbling down here, and I noticed you can still see some orange. It was dripping down here, and then this was a little bit wet. So since I didn't have any inside in the cabin, it looked like it was just out here on the outer heater core, and it was actually these tubes right here. They have quick connectors, and the O-rings go bad in them over time, and you got to replace the O-ring. And you can see here that this is just a makeshift. I actually replaced that O-ring, but it was still leaking. It turned out the actual plastic on that quick connector broke, so I got a replacement right over here. I'll show you. So here's the replacement line. I got an OEM. If you want the part number, it's going to be 24181, and that's the OEM. And the quick connector on mine here broke, and essentially the plastic piece down yonder broke, but there's actually a O-ring in there. I'm not sure if you can see right about down there. You see there's the O-ring. You can usually just replace that, and it might solve your problems. You don't have to replace the whole tube. Otherwise, this will cost you about 35 bucks or so. So yeah, just to get me by, I just kind of cut that connector off and did a hose clamp to it, and that's worked for the past week or so, but I just want it to be replaced, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how to do that now. Alright, first off, if you haven't drained your coolant, you're probably gonna want to do that. Make sure you're doing it on a cold car, because you'll burn yourself otherwise, so make sure this is cold before you're doing it. And you want to take off the top of your reservoir so that you got proper airflow, and then down on the driver's side of the car, you can come down under here, and then that tab right there, you're going to want to take a flathead screwdriver and turn it counterclockwise, and it's going to come out that drain spout there. Alright, first up, just going to want to remove my zippy tie here. Do the hose clamp. Alright. Take taking off my hose clamp for my makeshift here. I'll pull it off. There might be a little bit of coolant leak. There we go, just a little bit. I'm just gonna hang that up top for a second. All right, so with that hose removed from that heater core, go ahead and grab your retaining clip holding the hoses here and just kind of slide that to the left like that. And we can lift it up and then pull your hose out. It gives you more wiggle room. And then we're gonna follow, we're doing the top one here, which it goes to our water outlet. So you're gonna wanna take that big pipe and follow that down. It's gonna be pretty tight in here, but essentially, if I can get you a better view, it's gonna be that right there, this retaining clip. So you're gonna want to get yourself some pliers or some, in this probably best case would be vice grips. So get yourself a pair of pliers or vice grips, and you're gonna wanna squeeze that together and then pull that hose off that water outlet. All right, as you can see here, you got the vice grips. It's best to go from behind and get that clip, and I was able to wiggle it off. And go ahead and remove that now. All right, just like that. And then you're gonna wanna take off that hose clamp right there, because we're gonna put it on the new one. All right, next you're gonna wanna go take some silicone grease. I just got some brake caliper grease right here, just a little dab of it on your finger, like so. You wanna take your new hose and just kind of wipe it on the inside there, right on that O-ring. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to grease up that O-ring so that it's not gonna pull off when we slide it on to the heater core. Just like that. All right, we're gonna again match up our old hose and the new hose. Those are both OEM parts, so they should be an exact match. I'm gonna just go ahead and the old one here, I'm gonna slide off that hose clamp. I'm gonna transfer it to our original, our new one. May have to depress it a little bit more. There we go. Right. So that's on there. Then what you're gonna want to do is left is to take it off and right clockwise is to lock it and turn it on. You're gonna want to have it locked to start. Just go ahead and while it's locked, push it on there. You should hear it click. Just like that. You can give it a little snug to make sure, tug to make sure it doesn't come off. And now you're locked in on your heater core. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna depress this again and slide it onto our water outlet down there. I'm gonna put that on the camera to slide that on now, but essentially take your vice grips and then slide in from behind and up over that and then release. And then you're gonna make sure this is butted up against the water outlet there. All right, got it slid up. As you can see here, butted up against the, there's a, I'm not sure if you can see a divot here. Got it, the hose butted up against that and the hose clamp set. And got it slid up. As you can see here, butted up against the, there's a, I'm not sure if you can see a divot here. Got it, the hose butted up against that and the hose clamp set. So now I'm gonna go ahead and release that hose clamp. Alright, so as you can see, I got the hose pushed all the way up against the water outlet right there and the hose clamp over it. So we're gonna go ahead and release that hose clamp with our vice grips now. Very minimal working space in here, so just be careful that you don't break any lines. All right, with that hose butted up back against the thermostat and that hose clamp tightened back on right around the neck there, let's go ahead and we'll put our hose back in the container, both of them for that matter, and we'll put it into the left and slide it over. That looks just like that. All right, we're looking good. Now I think we can go ahead and start filling. Go ahead and grab yourself a regular funnel and put in your coolant reservoir. Then remember, just to make sure if you're draining it, that you shut that valve so it doesn't start pouring out the bottom again. Get it nice and snug with hand tight. And go ahead, depends on your vehicle, check your owner's manual. I believe these call for the Motorcraft orange though. So I've got here what I've been using, the Orange Oat Formula concentrate. So if it says 50-50 on there, you don't need to add water, you can just pour it right in. But otherwise, if you get concentrate, you're gonna have to pre-mix this before you just pour it in, 50-50. Or it says back on here the mixture ratios. But I'm just gonna do 50-50, and you're gonna wanna do distilled water. You don't wanna do tap water. You don't want minerals going through your system. So make sure it's distilled water though. And this, I already pre-mixed this, so this is 50-50, ready to go. So go ahead and open mine here and just start pouring it in. And while you're doing this, just make sure you're not spilling it. And just keep an eye out for any leaks that might be happening. As it's going through your system, just keep an eye out on your heater core that's dripping, or anywhere else you might have a leak. Your water outlet, if you didn't get the clamp on the hose tight enough. And I'm just gonna fill this up. Alright. I'm gonna be filling this up to that line right there. Alright. Seems about right. Might have to level it out a little. Doesn't look like it's dripping or anything. I don't see any drip, so we might be good there. So let's go ahead and start her up. Alright, so now that you've started your car, go ahead and you're going to want to turn this to high heat, your air conditioner off, and the blower fully on. Going to want to let the car run for about 5 minutes just to get all the air bubbles out of your system with the cap off. So let it run for about 5 minutes or to operating temperature. Alright, so go in and put your cap back on, and you can turn your car off after about 5 or 10 minutes of running this to get all the air bubbles out. And yeah, just keep an eye out for any leaks. Don't be alarmed if this level goes down a little bit as it cycles through the system the next day. Just refill it back up to the level it's supposed to be at, and then just keep checking for any leaks. Definitely keep coolant in the car for at least the first few days, and before you drive it the next morning, check for any leaks or if this is empty, because then maybe it could still be leaking overnight. So just keep an eye out for any of that stuff and you should be good. Anyways, that's it.